Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Salty and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Salty's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The motivation and the little corrections that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any little correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Salty is going to be going home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, he is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Salty, heel. Now at this point, Salty has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're walking, not forging ahead or lagging behind. You're leading the walk, not Salty. Each time that you stop your feet, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So if you speed up, he should do the same. When you stop, he should sit. If you slow down and you're having a conversation with somebody on a leisurely walk, he should be matching pace with you. So you are never being dragged. He is always looking at you for direction. And if you stop to cross the street or talk to someone on the street, he should sit nicely and wait for his next command. So he's always somewhat focused on you. The more focused he is on you, the better. And for sporting dogs, this is not an easy job. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Do not use his name. The sit-stay you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. This helps to develop self-control and maturity. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds, and you're going to slowly work up 5 seconds a day to 3 minutes. When Brandy returned back to him, she walked counterclockwise back to his shoulders and stopped at his shoulders. At that point, that's his signal to wait for his next command. So you notice he didn't pop up. He stayed right next to her. He waited for her to tell him what to do next. She told him to heel, and I know it's difficult to hear her commands, and that's why I am telling you what she's saying to him. She's going to leave him again in another sit-stay. She's going to walk out to the end of her training leash. She uses her hand command to keep him there, and this time she's going to demonstrate the come on command. So you are going to use his name, you're going to use a happy voice, and he's to come right in and sit. No more jumping on you. To get that praise that he's seeking, he has to sit. And you notice for the most part, any correction that Brandy's giving is very gentle. And with your sporting breeds, they have a very high tolerance for discomfort. But she also talks to him and praises him so that he's focused on her. And he's looking up at her for that positive reinforcement. Again, she lets him hold that stay. Don't rush through your commands. She's going to use his name and call him in. She tells him good boy on the way in. He goes back to heel and back sitting. He can be a little bit slow with getting these commands done. He gets them done. He could be just a little faster. And we'll show you how to get him doing those commands faster for you during your lesson. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, You're going to take your left open palm and push it straight down toward the ground and use the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay is best practiced right in your living room. There's less distraction, there's no smells on the ground, he's still intact, so he likes to put his nose on the ground, and he's a sporting dog, so they lead with their nose. Your long down stay, you're going to start out at about a minute, and you're going to work up 5 seconds a day to 5 minutes. So by the time he's about a year old, he should be doing a 5-minute long down stay with no problem. And during that time, he'll fall asleep ultimately. So left open palm, straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down and stay. Now, if you notice the difference in the body language as we're moving through the video, this tires him, and so far the camera's been on for 6 minutes. And in 6 minutes, he's already tired. You can just tell by his posture. Brandy will call him out of this down. She brings him right in. She uses her leash as her guide, has him sit, and then go back to heel. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate is the hardest of the on-leash obedience commands, and that's your down from a distance. So with him seated, you leave him in a stay, you turn to face him, and don't go the full extent of your leash just yet. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and you're going to drop him into a down from a distance. And it's a harder command because you're not right next to him. And you're going to lengthen out your distance as well as you continue forward with this. Now, we have demonstrated for you all of Salty's formal on-leash obedience commands. He has done a great job. We're going to have a packet of information. Brandy will spend time talking with you about everything that he's learned and answer any questions that you have tomorrow. He's a great dog for a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. He really is a nice boy. He's tried really hard, and we've enjoyed having him. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.